All right, we're going to find the missing coordinates in simplest radical form. Okay, we can do that. And when we do that, we look at this and we say, well, look at that triangle. It has 45 degrees here and 90 degrees here. So just using a little bit of common sense and stuff that can totally happen in your head, I'll go ahead and give you the answer. 180 minus 90 minus 45 is going to give you 45. So we have a 45-degree angle up here as well. So write that if you like. But what's really going on, since you have 45 and 45, you have an isosceles triangle, and that means that this side is equal to this side. So here's the deal. I don't know how long this is, but I know it's the same length here. So if I'm talking about coordinates, then this and this are going to be the exact same thing. Don't know what it is. I'm going to call it A. And I can call that B if I wanted to, but it's the same as A, right? So it's A and also A, right? Whatever I get for A is going to go here, and we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So A squared plus A squared equals 1 squared, right? Makes sense. A squared plus A squared is not A to the fourth, it's 2A squared. Just saying. It's equal to 1. We're going to divide by 2, and A squared equals 1/2. All right, so I need the square root of a half. Now, I'm not going to do the plus or minus thing. We're dealing with distance right now. So the square root of 1/2, well, the square root of the numerator, square root of the denominator, that's how we do it. Square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 2 is irrational. And that's what we have. Now, back in my day and your day too, because they still do it, you had to rationalize the denominator, and here's why. If you don't rationalize the denominator and you had to figure this out by hand, which is rare in today's world, but if you had to figure this out by hand, it would be painfully difficult because the square root of 2, I'm going to get an exact, well, as exact as I can get, is 1.4142135562, and we want to divide that into 1. Yeah, good luck with that. Really, good luck with that. It's going to be so much easier if we rationalize this denominator by multiplying by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2, and that's going to give me, let's see, 1 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So this is what we have, and so now it's a lot easier. If you have to do it by hand, we would say, oh, well, I just want to divide 2 into 1.4142135562. Totally doable, right? Okay, really handy. And back before we had the technology to do it, this is the habit we got into, and so now that habit has stuck, but it makes sense because it does look cleaner. You're dividing by 2. You're not dividing by the square root of 2. You know, it's just gross. So the square root of 2 divided by 2 is A and A. So this is square root of 2 over 2. Square root of 2 over 2. And that happens if you have a 45-degree angle and a hypotenuse of 1. Hold that thought. That's exactly what you have right here. So as we go around here and we start putting in the coordinates, we have a hypotenuse of 1. And if I drew it, and I'm not, but if I drew it, I go zoom, 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 which is exactly what you just did. And we're finding the coordinates. That coordinate right there is square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. Good to know. All right, we can actually do 3 more of them without even having to think very hard. This is the mirror image of that one. And so in order to take this and put it over here, we would change the x value. Instead of going positive, positive, we'd go negative, positive. So we'll have negative square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. Okay, this is the mirror image of this over the x-axis. So instead of going positive, positive, we'd go positive, negative. So we're now going to have positive, negative. And then this guy right here is, flip that over, instead of positive, negative, it's negative, negative. So negative square root of 2 over 2, comma, negative square root of 2 over 2. Our unit circle is starting to take shape.